Writing, one of humanity's greatest inventions, has gone through a long and transformative journey, from crude drawings on cave walls to complex systems of characters, and now to digital codes on screens. This evolution is not just a change in form, but also a reflection of the progress in human thought, culture, and society across the ages. Today, we will explore the fascinating journey of writing from the primitive carvings on stone in prehistoric times, to alphabets, printing, and finally to the digital technologies we use every day. At the dawn of history, before writing was invented, humans used cave paintings as a way to convey information. The famous paintings in Lascaux, France, or Altamira, Spain, were not just primitive art, but a kind of visual language telling hunting stories, depicting animals, and passing on survival knowledge to future generations. Early humans also carved simple marks on bones, stones, or wood to record seasons, events, or lunar cycles. These markings, though simple, were the first step toward the concept of record keeping when human memory alone was no longer enough to preserve all knowledge. Around 5,000 years ago, in Mesopotamia, one of the world's earliest writing systems was born, Sumerian cuneiform. At first, these were pictographs representing objects, but to write faster, they began using a reed stylus with a triangular tip pressed into clay, creating the distinctive wedge-shaped signs. What started as a tool for managing grain and goods soon expanded to poetry, historical inscriptions, and most famously, the Code of Hammurabi. In Egypt, hieroglyphs emerged around the same time. Egyptians carved them on temple walls, tombs, and wrote on papyrus, a revolutionary invention that freed writing from the limits of stone. Both systems, however, required memorizing hundreds or even thousands of symbols, meaning literacy was confined to priests and scribes. The alphabet revolution, democratizing knowledge. Writing later appeared in many civilizations. In China, around 1200 BCE, oracle bone inscriptions were carved on turtle shells and animal bones for divination. These characters became the ancestors of modern Chinese script. In the Americas, the Maya developed a highly complex hieroglyphic system to record history, astronomy, and religion. In India, the Brahmi script was born, laying the foundation for many South Asian scripts. Though each civilization expressed itself differently, the goal was the same: to sustain government systems, preserve knowledge, and reinforce religious authority. A true revolution came around 1500 BCE with the Phoenicians, skilled traders and seafarers. Instead of symbols for words or syllables, they created a system of 22 signs, each representing a consonant. This was the world's first alphabet, far simpler and more efficient than pictographic systems. The alphabet made reading and writing easier than ever, breaking the monopoly of knowledge once held by priests and elites. The Greeks adopted and improved the Phoenician system by adding vowels, creating a more complete script. Later, the Romans inherited and modified the Greek alphabet to form the Latin alphabet, which became the basis for most writing systems in Europe and much of the world today. Meanwhile, Hebrew, Arabic, and other alphabets also emerged, ushering in an era where writing became accessible far beyond the elite classes. In the East, however, China remained faithful to its logographic script, which evolved into modern Chinese with thousands of characters. Its strength lay in vivid imagery and cultural continuity across millennia, but it was difficult to learn and harder to spread widely. Even so, Chinese characters influenced neighboring countries such as Japan, Korea, and Vietnam, shaping their cultural identities. This proves that writing is not only a tool of communication, but also a powerful force in shaping national identity. Paper and the printing revolution, spreading knowledge. The invention of paper in 2nd century China was a true game changer. Before paper, people wrote on stone, bamboo, silk, or animal skins. Each medium had serious drawbacks. Stone was heavy, bamboo cumbersome, silk too expensive, and animal skins too rare to produce in bulk. Paper, created by Tsai Lun using tree bark, rags, and plant fibers, solved all these problems. It was light, cheap, easy to make, and most importantly could be mass-produced. For the first time, knowledge had a convenient, portable home, laying the foundation for vast bureaucratic, educational, and scientific systems across East Asia. But paper alone wasn't enough. Hand-copying text was still slow, reserved for the elite. The next breakthrough, printing, was monumental. In the 9th century, the Chinese invented woodblock printing, carving texts and images in reverse on wooden blocks, inking them, and pressing onto paper. This allowed the quick reproduction of identical copies, breaking free from the limitations of hand copying. Later, movable type printing emerged, with reusable characters, though it didn't spread globally at the time. These inventions showed one thing clearly: knowledge could now be replicated endlessly, no longer tied to one person or one manuscript. In Europe, during the 15th century, Johannes Gutenberg perfected the mechanical printing press with movable metal type. This is considered one of the most important inventions in human history. Printing made books mass-producible at unprecedented speed. What was once the privilege of nobles and churches now reached merchants, artisans, and the growing middle class. Knowledge broke out of monasteries and spread across the continent. The impact was enormous. Printing ignited the Renaissance by spreading literature, art, philosophy, and science. Revolutionary ideas from Copernicus to Galileo, from Descartes to Newton, were published and circulated widely, laying the foundation for the scientific revolution. Printing also fueled the Protestant Reformation. Martin Luther's German Bible, mass-printed, freed Scripture from the Church's monopoly and sparked one of Europe's greatest religious and political upheavals. Finally, printing helped build national identities by promoting books in local languages instead of Latin. If the invention of writing 5,000 years earlier opened the first door to civilization, then the invention of printing in the 15th century was the engine that accelerated human knowledge. Writing gave us memory, but printing multiplied that memory infinitely. Thanks to printing, humanity could march into modernity and the scientific age. The digital age, writing in a connected world. Entering the modern era, writing continued to evolve with technology. Typewriters, and later computers, transformed the way we recorded information. The internet turned writing into digital text, traveling at the speed of light through emails, social media, and instant messaging. We even created a new symbolic language, emojis and icons complementing traditional writing in expressing emotions. Today, writing is no longer confined by national borders, but has become a global bridge, with the Latin alphabet and English often serving as the lingua franca of communication. The importance of writing lies not only in recording information. It is the vessel of human memory and knowledge across generations. It is the foundation of law and governance, from Hammurabi's code to modern constitutions. It fuels creativity in science, literature, and art, and it unites communities, shaping the culture and identity of nations. If spoken language is like a spark of fire, writing is the clay vessel that preserves the flame, allowing the light of knowledge to shine across the ages. The future of writing will continue to evolve. Artificial intelligence, automatic translation, and voice recognition already reshaping how we communicate. One day, humans may exchange thoughts through images, symbols, or even brain-to-computer technology. Yet no matter how the future changes, writing will remain a foundation, not just as a tool, but as humanity's intellectual and cultural legacy. From simple cave drawings to glowing lines of text on our smartphones today, writing has accompanied human progress for over 5,000 years. It is more than a means of keeping records, it is the beating heart of civilization itself.